You interact with someone for the first time. They're usually not in the market for your service or product. But this doesn't mean that they will never want what you offer. They just don't have a need for it right now. But in 6 months' time, when their circumstances change, they have probably forgotten about you and the conversation you had 6 months ago. And so they give their business to your competitor instead. How do you effectively keep the conversation going with these lukewarm prospects so that you become top of mind with them? Bombarding them with newsletters and spam is not the answer. In fact, this will probably have the exact opposite effect and permanently close the door on any future business. So, you need to use a different approach. Nobody likes a pushy salesperson. We prefer to do business with people we know, like, and trust. This is why social media platforms like I Know a Guy, I Love Four Ways, and your local residents association are so popular. We want reassurance from someone we trust that the person they recommend can also be trusted. Business is all about relationships, and our prospects, and even our existing customers, want to know that we care about them, value their business, and that we can be trusted. Gone are the days when prospects automatically trust an advert, a marketing slogan, or even the results of a Google search. So how do you build and nurture relationships with people in your target market who are not ready to buy yet? How do you stand out in the clutter and get their attention? Here's how to do it. When you interact with a prospect for the first time, don't focus on selling to them, but start building rapport with the person instead. Even though they may not be in the market for your product or service right now, they enjoy chatting with you because you are engaged, interested, and the fact that you are not pushing a sale at them makes them feel comfortable. So when you say to them, I'm really enjoying our interaction and I'd like to stay in touch with you. Would it be okay if I connect with you on email? The answer is almost certainly yes. The next day, send the person an email. You thank them for their time and remind them of how enjoyable the interaction was. Tell them that they now have a new friend in your industry and that they are always welcome to contact you if they could use some unbiased expert advice. Resist the urge to send an advert, a promotion, your price list, or even your company profile. This will break the relationship before it even starts and permanently close the door. Instead, start emailing industry tips to them that add value and that help them see how committed you are to helping others without pushing a sale at them or making them feel uncomfortable in any way. You need to share tips, shortcuts, and tools that make their lives easier, save them money, and help them do things themselves. Here are a few examples. If you're an estate agent, instead of flooding homeowners in your area with flyers that outline the properties you have sold recently and making the promise of having buyers lined up, share tips that add value to homeowners in your area instead. Tips such as how to increase your property value by 10% in just one weekend, or the 7 questions you should ask before giving a sole mandate. Your flyers are only of interest to the very few who are currently in the market for selling their property, whereas ongoing tips and local inside advice is of interest to everyone and provides you with a channel to stay top of mind. Your tips could even bring a selling decision forward and land straight in your lap. But this approach doesn't just work for estate agents, it also works for accountants. If you're an accountant, share tips on taxation and saving, such as 5 tax deductions you may not be aware of, or how to avoid getting your small business audited by SARS, topics that are of relevance to your target market. If you're a charity organization, You could share tips along the lines of the questions you should ask before making a donation, or how to claim your tax benefit when donating to a charity. This approach will also work for insurance brokers. Share things like the scary truth behind the promise of low premiums, or how to get your insurance claim paid out faster. Both topics that are of interest to people shopping around for insurance. Even the IT dude can get some value out of our system. The IT guy can share information about the security tricks that cyber criminals wish you didn't know about, or the cheapest way to keep working during load shedding. You need to keep on developing tips like these and send them to all the people you are connected to every month. Don't stop unless they ask you to. The benefits of engaging regularly with people you are connected with are many. Some of them are: become a trusted friend, not just another supplier. You develop and nurture the relationship, which makes it easier for your prospect to trust you. You develop top-of-mind awareness so that when your prospect is in the market for your product or service, they remember you. Your regular tips present you as a subject matter expert who really knows what you're talking about. You demonstrate your service level instead of just talking about it like everyone else. You retain customers for longer. You have an opportunity to cross-sell to existing customers by sharing tips about your other services that they may not know about yet. And finally, by staying in touch regularly, you educate your prospects and existing customers on how to find referrals and how to recommend you. But how on earth do you find the time to do this? And how do you keep track of who is supposed to receive which tip when you have hundreds, if not thousands, of contacts? This challenge is so overwhelming and frustrating that almost no one is doing it. This gives you a very powerful competitive advantage if you want to overtake your competitors. The solution is not to do it yourself, but to employ the Stay in Touch system from Think Aspects. Our email-based relationship marketing methodology has added value already to countless small businesses since 2010, and it is available to you too. We deploy an opt-in permission-based process so that your system remains compliant with the POPI legislation. But the most important benefit is that everything is automated, so your only task is to connect with people and add them to your system. When we start your project, our focus is to get you up and running with a minimum amount of time investment from you. So we do all the heavy lifting and we manage the entire project for you. First of all, we facilitate a brainstorming session with you and your team. We identify topics of interest for your contacts. Together with you, we define the content of each of these topics and any supporting online resources like blog posts, articles, videos, or handy tools. We write all the email copy for you and set it up using your existing email template so that all the correspondence from your system looks identical to your normal day-to-day email messages. We identify the most common starting points where you connect with the person for the first time and develop a strategy for each along with scripted follow-up emails. Your existing contacts and customers represent your most important contact group, so we define a communication strategy to onboard them into your system as well. We then construct the contact databases and build the email workflow automation. Part of this process is to set up a portal for you and your team. You can add new contacts yourselves. A very important part of our system is a detailed analytics reporting portal. You can view detailed results of how your system is performing. This system will tell you who has received the different email episodes, who has opened them, and who has clicked on any link in the email. This type of data is invaluable to your sales team in following up on interest. And finally, we train you and your team in how to use the system effectively. You don't need to concern yourself with any of the complexities because we project manage the entire system setup and only require your involvement in the initial stages. All other activities are done for you, but with your final review and approval, of course. We have serviced clients from many diverse industries, from estate agents to pet sitting services, from financial planners to nature reserves, from plumbers to security companies, and many, many others. The authentic development of relationships with existing customers and prospects alike is the key to growth in these challenging times. If you're looking for an edge and would like to explore the Stay in Touch methodology from Think Aspects for your own company or organization, please reach out to us and we will gladly show you how to claim that edge and how to grow your business online. Thank you for your time. We look forward to staying in touch with you and helping you stay in touch with your prospects and with your clients.